Hello and welcome, Universe Mode. This is the A Show. We have arrived to the greatest show of the week on time for the first time in a month, maybe? Something along those lines. It's ECW. We're down under in Brisbane, Australia for this one though. And tonight, ECW can rejoice because Diamond Dallas Page isn't here. That's right, DDP, being the absolute disgrace of a champion that he is, has decided not to come down to Brisbane, Australia for this one. He has decided to just leave it all behind and make sure anyway that Seth Rollins can make this one a prestigious show. After what Rollins did last week as well, Bobby Roode wants a piece of this man. The man who defeated Diamond Dallas Page last week, only to be attacked behind by Seth Rollins. Well, Bobby Roode, you should keep your eyes about you. But anyway, here tonight, we will see that matchup take place. Along with that, we will be having a main event title matchup. Triple threat match for the Television Championship. Challengers Sheamus and Roderick Strong will fight Dean Ambrose. Ambrose demanded this matchup last week, and I am more than happy to give it to him. So that being said, look forward to that as our main event. Also, of course, look forward to Bobby Roode and Seth Rollins, but we're going to start things off with the two Money in the Bank participants from ECW squaring off one-on-one. Yep, this is how we're going to start things off. The two men will be representing ECW in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Will be squaring off one-on-one, especially after what happened last week. Well, here is the first man to come out, Trevor Lee, who made his debut last week. He successfully pinned, I believe it was Tetsuya Naito in that matchup to secure this right to go to Money in the Bank, which was very well achieved by him. In my mind, the focus was on Naito, and I believed that Naito was going to be able to pull it off, but just didn't seem to be the case. But anyways, here tonight now. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say someone on my mind blanked for a second. They're here tonight now. Trevor Lee and Samoa Joe will square off. If you didn't see what took place after the matchup, instead of Trevor Lee getting the opportunity to celebrate his victory, Samoa Joe ran into the ring and stared him down face to face, almost as if to send a warning message ahead of Money in the Bank. So that being said, decided it was the best intention for the brand to just let these two men go at it. That was the smartest move I think I could have done, and that being said, we're going to be kicking things off on this show with it. Going to be an interesting night. We've got the Cruiserweight Champion in action next. We'll be determining the #1 contenders for the ECW Tag Team titles, and of course an ECW Television Championship match as well. Always a big night on ECW. Just whenever we roll into town, you know we are destined for a sellout. Well, here comes Samoa Joe. A man who is, in his mind, is just wanting that that Money in the Bank briefcase, wanting to win it all, and wanting to do it in a week and a half from now, wanting to achieve that right. The right, you know, just anything really for Joe. Just to achieve some kind of success, and, well, I was going to actually get to a point there as opposed to blabbering on, but Trevor Lee getting the jump on Joe here. Apparently didn't take too kindly to the stare down from last week, and is now deciding to take Samoa Joe head first. Head on even, to kick things off here. Joe still keeping that towel around him somehow, very expertly done, and well, he's taking the fight right to Trevor Lee. That may not have been the smartest idea there by Lee, considering the size disadvantage as well that Lee has suffered from. Nice DDT though. And Joe going to take a quick moment to get outside of the ring. The bell has sounded. Both men were in the ring, and oh, there's Lee into the barricade twice. He goes into it, but he's able to counter whatever Joe had in mind there. It's probably for the best that Lee was, oh god, this is not going to be an ass. Oh! On the thin padding on the outside for Trevor Lee. Samoa Joe getting off to an explosive start here. Well, both men kind of getting off to that explosive start following Lee's decision to try and jump him. Good drop kick there by Joe, and Trevor Lee now staying down for some time, probably for the best, as that towel comes off. Well, here we go. This matchup firmly underway now. And what do we have? As I said, of course, we have the the Cruiserweight Champion in action next. That'll be Tony Nese going to go one-on-one against the Cruiserweight Champion Suicide. That should be an interesting contest. Then we're going to be seeing the #1 contender match for the Cruiserweight for the ECW Tag Team title decided between the Authors of Pain against AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels. I know I said I may not be doing it after what took place last week, but I still decided that there was no there was no third team who seemed to be able to mount a threat maybe to the Wyatt family, so it just had to be out of those two teams. Then we got the matches that we have previously talked about, Bobby Roode against Seth Rollins, and then that Triple Threat Television Championship main event. Yes, Diamond Dallas Page, being the awful ECW champion he is, who does not give a rat's ass about anyone, has decided not to show up. And if he says anything next week when he is here on this show, don't believe him. It's Page. He's having a week to come up with a bunch of lies. And he's also having a week to hide away from Seth Rollins, who he's undoubtedly afraid of now, given what Rollins did to Roode last week, proving that there is nothing going to get between Seth Rollins and that third ECW championship. Diamond Dallas Page more of just a stepping stone than what he is a genuine opponent in the mind of the architect, Seth Rollins. Nice slam there by Samoa Joe. Trevor Lee just kind of followed through on that one. All his speed, all the momentum he was carrying into that just made it all the more worse, as I think Trevor Lee just forearmed the ropes. In the corner now goes Trevor Lee. Here goes Joe. Elbow and enziguri. Oh, he caught him. Caught Trevor Lee flush, and he is in a world of trouble now. Into another turnbuckle. It's time maybe to put this one to rest. Samoa Joe to build momentum for Money in the Bank. Muscle Buster. Looks like it's going to be yet another win for Samoa Joe. That Muscle Buster plants him. Joe into the cover now. Will Lee be able to kick out? There's 1, 2, and 3. Samoa Joe, your winner over Trevor Lee. Well, that being said, is Samoa Joe now the favorite heading into Money in the Bank? It certainly could be said that he is. You know, we don't really know right now. 2 of the participants, one over on Raw and one on SmackDown. But Joe, out of the ones we know thus far, certainly carrying a wave of momentum to him. I'm trying to make sure that there is nothing coming between him and that Money in the Bank briefcase. Another win there for Samoa Joe. And, I mean, you know, I won't really discredit the win by Joe, but you can have all the wins you want. You can have all the pinfall and submission victories you want. At the end of the day, to become Mr. Money in the Bank, you've got to be good at climbing up a ladder and grabbing a briefcase. Not about pinfalls and submissions. The momentum, always a good thing to carry in. So that being said, we're going to move on now to our next contest. It is Tony Nese in Suicide. Big opportunity here, and a great opportunity in many ways as well for Tony Nese. If he is able to secure a win, the first win over the Cruiserweight Champion since he's come back in this universe, that is monumental. And I think, and I will say this now, should Nese win this matchup, undoubtedly the match scheduled between Suicide and Neville will have to become a triple threat match, because a win over Suicide right now, no matter whoever achieves it, is a win, and a huge win for anyone in the Cruiserweight division, especially maybe for some people who recently made their debut, you know, like Trevor Lee, Rich Swann. They could hugely benefit from something like that. But as Tony Nese gets ready for this matchup here, you should be aware that weird things have been going on for Suicide as of late. It's been a very weird past few weeks since we last saw the Cruiserweight Champion, and that may not be the best thing that Nese wants. It is undoubtedly weird what has happened as of late between, you know, for Suicide. I mean, we don't know what happened, but in between the last time we saw him and now, there is no Cruiserweight Championship around Suicide's waist. Fact of the matter is, he's still the Cruiserweight Champion by all accounts. He still holds that title, but he just does not have that title. We're not too sure what took place. Maybe we have beliefs that at a live event Suicide was at a few weeks ago, we do have some kind of belief that the number one contender for the Cruiserweight Championship, Neville, may have had a part to play in why this man doesn't have the championship around his waist. But Suicide not best pleased about it. He's still going to get on with the task at hand of taking on Tony Nese right here tonight. And as Suicide comes towards the ring here, we just had a pretty fairly giant blow out in the lighting rig. This is making Suicide's entrance look really awkward. And there's Neville! Neville from behind, jumping the Cruiserweight champ before his matchup can begin. Throwing him into the ring here, and the referee demanding Neville get out of here. The #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship just got the jump on Suicide, and you can clearly tell that has affected him somewhat. Referee asking him if he's good to go ahead. Wow. I really don't know what to make of what Neville just did. Getting the jump there on Suicide for absolutely no reason other than to try and cause this man to suffer a loss. To try and aid Tony Nese here. I don't think he's looking to aid Nese. I think he's just looking to try and sabotage Suicide once more. Well, not once more, well, maybe once more. For all we know, it could have been Neville who stole that Cruiserweight Championship, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was. But Suicide now, you can certainly see the lack of I forgot what I don't know what the word I was looking for there, but clearly he is not happy about what took place. You can just see it by the way he is taking it to Tony Nese right now. He's just running in head first. He's not thinking before he goes for his moves. He's just running at them and going for them. And I mean, to be fair, he has every right to be as frustrated as he is. He's got blindsided from behind by his #1 contender. Neville has certainly, I mean, I've been talking about how Neville's, his attitude has changed over these last few weeks now and somewhat months. And there was a clear example of it once more. Absolutely drilling Suicide from behind there. No respect whatsoever for the Cruiserweight Champion. And Suicide's got to try and get on with the task at hand here. Neville not at ringside right now. Referee did a great job there in getting him out of here before he could do any more problems, before he could cause any more problems or do any more damage to the Cruiserweight Champion. So now we can focus on this match at hand, but with the animosity it seems between these two men, I may have to switch. In all honesty, I mean, I did say the match is probably going to be the week before, but if I can get that match changed in time, I may have to put it at Money in the Bank, because certainly those two men just do not like each other at this point. So I may be inclined to change that match around. All depends on what transpires and what takes place over the next 2 ECWs before that show. But right now, Nese really struggling against Suicide. He may have nailed that gut-wrench powerbomb, but Suicide has been far more the aggressor so far. Nese got him in a schoolboy there, rolls through into a power bomb. Nicely done there. Great showing of strength. And now Nese is going to take it up high. Tony Nese, 450 maybe. Going to look for it. Suicide moves out of the way. That is one hell of a crash landing, but Nese is quick to recover up to his feet. And he may wish he wasn't. Suicide to put this one away quickly. DOA, dead on arrival. Cover on Nese. There's 2. And Nese, whoa, what a counter. Can he get the win here? No. Would have been a great surprise win there for Nese. But just not to be. Suicide keeping this matchup still going here. And oh, that looked like a really painful strike in the ribs. Bringing him in close now. Oh, like a reverse stunner maybe? Maybe a reverse cutter. I'm not too sure what to make of that one. I know what to make of this one though. He's nailed it on more than enough opponents to prove what this one is. Running knee to Nese. Busts him open. And that one should be the end of it all. There's 2. There's no. Nese is really trying to fight through on this one, but he has been absolutely just almost victimized here. Suicide almost using Nese as an example. As he hits another DOA. Almost using him as an example for Neville. As a warning to Neville. Suicide, despite the pre-match attack, puts away Tony Nese here. And is your winner. Well, there we go. There's the win. There's a quick win as well. Suicide. Oh, he's back. Neville here maybe for round 2. Suicide not paying attention there. And now Neville gets the jump on the Cruiserweight Champion again. Well, certainly the old Neville is gone. The respect has just faded away from this man. And it's a thing of the past. Corkscrew moonsault. Neville Gonna look to just try and put Suicide out for good. Try and make sure that he doesn't try and make it to Money in the Bank. Red arrow by Neville. That's your #1 contender. And the man who clearly has something to say right now because he is demanding a microphone. And look at, I mean, this is the Neville that I knew before. This is the old Neville, the Neville from the days of the Europe's finest. This Neville with this brash, uncaring attitude, and he's demonstrating it right there. But at the same time, claiming it's not his fault for this attitude. I mean, sometimes, you know, I guess Neville has a point. He's not wrong in saying that he was completely shut out by everyone. And not the man that gravity forgot, but rather the man that people forgot. And whenever he challenges that Cruiserweight Championship, that's not going to be the case. Now that is fighting talk from the man that gravity forgot. No longer just a man, but rather the king that he would rather be called. And when he takes that title from Suicide, it'll be all the more worth it. This was just a warning, a precursor to the man who is set to reign over the Cruiserweight division. Suicide has been sent his notice. Neville is going to put him on the shelf for good. Neville really bringing focus to the Cruiserweight division right now and really trying to prove that it is not any more fun and games. Truly, the old Neville is gone. It's a figment of the past. This Neville is a Neville that wants to prove that there is no more fun to be had. You know, the Cruiserweight division mostly known for its incredible, athleticism that it demonstrates. But that is not what Neville is here to show. Suicide may be unstoppable as of late, but he has not faced Neville. Neville is going to do the best that he can to make sure that when they do meet, be it next week or at Money in the Bank, it is going to be the deathbed of Suicide. He will truly be dead on arrival. Neville may have bitten off more than he can chew, but I guess the only way we'll be able to know that is by what happens in that matchup when they square off. That's the only time we're going to be able to know. Words can only go so far, and you know the phrase, actions speak louder than words. Whenever they square off, those actions will do far more good than the words that have been spoken by Neville. But nevertheless, we move on here to this matchup. #1 contenders for the ECW Tag Team titles will be determined. Who will be taking on Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman for those Tag Team titles? Will it be the Authors of Pain, or will it be AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels? This truly a matchup that could really go either way, but it may be said the momentum is on the side of the Authors of Pain, due to the victory they sustained last week over the Dirty Heels in an instant. Really, they achieved it. They jumped the gun as well on Axel. They kept him in the ring. And with that, they were able to secure a very, very easy victory. But their opponents, as of late in tag team action, have certainly been able to get the job done. Still undefeated in tag team action, but then again, they've only had 2 or 3 tag team matches. But AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels here to try and win those tag team titles. AJ Styles hunting that Grand Slam championship. That is all that is needed from the Phenomenal One. This tag team title. But in a very, very difficult division, I would argue, for those tag team titles as well. Well, they have successfully defeated the Usos and the Dirty Heels. This, I believe, is by far and away their biggest challenge yet. And AJ Styles may not be heading into it with the greatest mindset. In his hometown last week, he was defeated by Bray Wyatt. And that is not something that AJ Styles is too proud of. Labeling it a disappointment and a failure to let down his home crowd like that. Well, now here tonight, AJ Styles are going to look to try and just bounce back from that one. The crowd down under here still on the side of the Phenomenal One, with his tag team partner in his corner, with Shawn Michaels by his side. Will this be a much better outcome for AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels? Will this be the win that AJ Styles was looking for last week? This one can have a whole lot more to a meaning to it as well. It's all well and good picking up a win in your hometown, but when you can pick up a win that makes you the #1 contenders for a title, that can make you a Grand Slam champion as well, it just gets even better. Shawn Michaels heading towards the ring, looking for his second tag team championship within this universe. Achieved one in the past with Triple H. And Michaels, if he wanted that elusive Grand Slam status, I believe he would still have to win the Cruiserweight Championship, because I don't believe he was a hardcore champion. So it would certainly not be an easy achievement in that, right? I mean, Michaels could probably cut down to Cruiserweight, but I would also argue that Michaels may be too big of a star to go down to that Cruiserweight division. The only way he'd be able to get it is if he was voted in. And well, I don't know when the next one's going to be for that, to be fair. But we'll see. As for right now, though, Shawn Michaels amped up, ready to go. AJ Styles the same on the outside. The Authors of Pain with still just that aura around them. Not really an aura of much enthusiasm or much delight. Just waiting for that bell to ring so they can take it to their opponents right from the start. And they're doing that right now with AJ Styles. Akam starting things off here as per usual. And this has not gone off to the way AJ Styles wanted it to. Almost a continuation from last week. Akam now way up high on that second rope. Look at how just tall he looks up there. But AJ Styles able to move out of the way. Styles going to have to use his quickness here. Both men, I think, are going to have to do that if they want to secure this win over the Authors of Pain. Here goes Styles now, straight away, looking for that phenomenal blitz, and he nails it down onto Akam. Styles quickly up to the top rope. Didn't have long to go for that one. I believe that was a spiral tap there on Akam. But look at how quick he is to counter it in the corner there. Giving Michaels no room either to try and give support or tag himself in. Just drills him on that turnbuckle there with the Snake Eyes. Oh, he's gone Magma. Trying to trap a nerve in AJ Styles' shoulder. Trying to make sure that that arm just becomes useless. And that is the arm that AJ Styles launches for the phenomenal forearm as well. Which you can tell, of course, by the elbow pad on it. Just to add more impact, really. Akam now from behind. Going to look for pump handle. No. AJ Styles with tremendous strength there to pull out the reversal. I think one of the keys to success as well may be rapid tags between these two men. They've got to try and keep themselves at peak fitness, really. At a peak level. So that no matter who the legal man is, they can always take it to the Authors of Pain. Michaels now the legal man in this one. Makes the first the first pin of the match. Going to go for an Akam here. And it's a 2 count. This has been a great start so far for AJ Styles and Michaels. They've shown bits of weakness, but oh good god. German suplex there by Akam. Michaels almost folding into himself there as that one was struck, and Razor now tagged in. And what will this man look for here? Oh, big boot right off the start. Waited a long time before deciding to strike that one, and that's what I think made it even worse when it did. Those knuckles now driving into the head. Good counter there, though, by Michaels. Taking the boots now. We're pulling the boots on Akam. He's going to go, Razor even. He's going to hit a pile driver on this big man now. Dumping him. All that weight crashing down on his neck. Just makes it all the more uncomfortable for him. It's a great idea there by Michaels. And he's going to try and continue on with this offense here. May have looked for the elbow drop, but Razor up too soon and catches him in midair. Backbreaker to Michaels. That should be the opening the Authors of Pain can take advantage of. What a great counter there by Razor. I do have to give credit where credit's due for that one. Michaels, though, finally fights out of it. But he's unable to capitalize. Thrown back into the corner there by Razor, and in big trouble now. Back suplex. Indeed it is, and trapped his legs there by putting his arms between them, making sure they couldn't get out of it. Even smarter work there. Nice work though. Little elbow drop, and he's able to gain just an a slight advantage. And now look at the strength being demonstrated by Michaels as he makes the tag into Styles. Great tag team offense there. Styles now going to go for the cover on Razor. Will this be enough to give them an opportunity at the Wyatts? No, it won't. Wasn't even enough to give them a 2 count. Akam turned right into that shot there. Sorry, Razor, I'm getting them confused again because usually Akam has the tendency to last longer in the matchup before making the tag into Razor. Oh, elbow drop there right down on the chest. Certainly seemed to hurt Styles as well. He's going out on the apron. He's not going to look for it already, is he? I don't think he is. He's going to fly. No, what a neck breaker though. Springboard neck breaker by Styles. Incredible move there, but it's only a 1 count. Styles now trying to keep that offense going. There's a nice counter though by Razor. What can he benefit now from this? This match has been going back and forth so often here in this one. It's really difficult to tell which team has the most momentum. And Styles may be in big trouble here following now Russian leg sweep. He kicks out at 2. He's managing to keep it going here. And once more those knuckles digging into the head of the Phenomenal One. If you notice, there's been a few tags between AJ Styles and Michaels. There's only been 1 between the Authors of Pain. And look at the success it's been bringing them. It might be that big boot on its way, unless Styles can get out of the corner quickly. Styles just stuck in there right now, but he's able to fight out of it at the very last moment. AJ Styles able to avoid the worst case scenario. And now, on the outside, Styles prepped up and in position. Has it loaded for Razor. Phenomenal forearm. Will this be the first loss for the Authors of Pain in tag team action? Michaels, for whatever reason, not getting in the ring. And Akam missed with trying to break it up there, but Razor kicked out at 2. Very sloppy work all around there on both corners. And oh, what a lariat by Razor. I'd make the tag into Akam now. Seems not to be the mindset. It's going to be a cover here on Styles. And there's Michaels now in to break it up. Once more, Razor just kind of either soaking in the reaction or just calming himself down. And those knuckles digging into the head. It's a good move, don't get me wrong. It's a great way down move, but it's not going to be leaving a ringing effect on AJ Styles. But he's doing one hell of a job of keeping him down on the mat, which is exactly what the Authors of Pain need to do. And Styles needs to make a tag here desperately in this one. Going to work on the arm there. Perhaps the best thing he can do to try and stagger Razor temporarily. Into the corner now. Michaels with his back turned at the moment there. That was not the best idea there. But tag made. Michaels finally backing in. Another double shoulder tackle there to send him down. Michaels going to go up high. Doesn't have too long because there's Akam. Moonsault connects. Cover. Is this the first loss now for AOP? Oh, it very nearly was. Styles with great timing as well to be able to be in. Oh, and Akam still going way outside there from that one. Styles with a discus punch, but should really get out of the ring ASAP. Hip toss by Shawn Michaels, who's going to take it up high once more. Akam running into the ring there. Oh, decking it, Shawn Michaels now. Frustration growing within Akam. Superplex maybe on its way, and indeed it is. And what a superplex that was as well. Michaels went flying as a result of it into the cover now. And, well, I'm really not too sure what went on there between the Authors of Pain, but that was certainly some confusion. Uh-oh, once more, this huge punch. Razor, I think, though, needs to go make the tag into his, Akam if he wants to stand a chance of winning this one. Michaels now able to take the big man down and latch in a sharpshooter here. I wouldn't have expected that one, but right away Razor was in the ropes there. But this gives Michaels an opening. It gives him an opportunity. He's in the turnbuckle. He's tuning up the band. Not as good as what Dolph Ziggler does it, but still. Sweet chin music is countered. The move that he needed there to stand a chance of winning this one. Countered, and now Razor with a huge power slam. Look at Styles on the outside as well, unable to help out his tag team partner. Will this be the opening that the Authors of Pain have looked for all match? It may well be. Thrown into the turnbuckle. Michaels with blood running down his head. Here we go, in position. Akam with the big boot to Michaels. Can Styles help his partner here? There's 1, 2, 3. He couldn't. He just did not have the energy within him. I think AJ Styles was too worn out by what had happened earlier on in the matchup, and that secures it. We are in for a huge matchup. A huge tag team match. The Authors of Pain against the Wyatt family. Think of all the muscle mass that's going to be in the ring. Think of these two men. If they could deliver that move to Braun Strowman and secure themselves the tag team titles. Braun Strowman has managed to stay undefeated since arriving in this universe, but genuinely, this may be his biggest threat yet. Do not underestimate the Authors of Pain, Wyatt family. That is going to be one hell of a matchup when that comes around. Oofed. I'm looking forward to that one, but right now we're going to move on to a match that occurred as a result of last week. So without further ado, let's get to it. Bobby Roode against Seth Rollins. Alright, well here it is. A matchup we've all been waiting for. A matchup that I'm very happy to see as well. Bobby Roode with no robe around him to boot as well. Gonna go one-on-one against Seth Rollins. Of course, as I said, for those of you who did not see what happened last week, Bobby Roode answered the challenge of Diamond Dallas Page's open challenge. There we go, that made sense. But Seth Rollins came down to ringside to aid on Bobby Roode to give him an advantage. And it's safe to say that without Seth Rollins at ringside, Roode would have lost that match in an instant. He would have lost it almost as soon as that match began, because as soon as the first Diamond Cutter was hit, he couldn't move. He was lifeless. It took Seth Rollins' intervention to put his foot on the rope to hand him victory. And yes, Roode got the win with a roll-up. With a roll-up, though. That is not a legitimate way of picking up a win. He may have beat the ECW champion, but he beat him through luck and luck alone. He didn't beat him because he was the better competitor, and Seth Rollins just wanted to reiterate that. He beat him because of Seth Rollins. So Rollins wanted to make sure that Roode was aware that it was due to him that he picked up the win. And that's why there was that post-match attack. So that being said, right here, right now, Rollins is going to go one-on-one against Roode. Prove that without Seth Rollins, Bobby Roode is nothing in that aspect. And we will be seeing Seth Rollins using Roode to send a message to Diamond Dallas Page ahead of Money in the Bank, where they are set to square off once more. Hopefully we can avoid the outcome that we had, 3 weeks ago, when they met for the ECW Championship. Seth Rollins was the winner, but by count out, meaning unfortunately the title couldn't change hands and we couldn't give Rollins the third ECW Championship that he undoubtedly deserves. But all in due time. All things come to those who wait, and Seth Rollins' third ECW Championship will be on its way, where he is set to make history in that aspect. But as for right now, he's just got to get past Roode and just put his mindset elsewhere. Rollins has told me that before the show started, talking backstage, and Rollins said that what he's going to do to Roode is a snippet, is a preview, a tiny preview to what's going to be the outcome for Diamond Dallas Page at Money in the Bank. Rollins is not here to play games anymore. Rollins isn't here to just go around saying he's going to redesign, rebuild, reclaim ECW. Saying he's the architect. Saying he's here to save ECW. It's no more saying. It's now time to show. Rollins now saying it's show, don't tell. And that is exactly what he's going to do here tonight to Roode. He's going to show what he's going to do to Paige. He's going to show what he's going to do to the ECW roster, as opposed to say. And right away, he's off to a great start thus far against Bobby Roode. Roode unable to get a move in off the bat. Consistently countered almost at every corner by Seth Rollins. Roode may have picked off more than he can chew when he decided to step up to the plate for that open challenge last week. It was his own problem, really, that this has occurred. He got too confident. He was trying to soak in that win, and it was his own problem. And Rollins is letting him know it. Seth Rollins now with Roode in position already delivers a buckle bomb. Seth Rollins off to a dominant start against Bobby Roode. And Roode there just unable to even respond. He was just laying there lifeless, helpless to Seth Rollins, who continues now to pummel away on Bobby Roode. Anything that happens in this matchup, I cannot be held accountable for. I cannot say that Bobby Roode did not deserve it. I cannot say that this is Seth Rollins' fault. Roode signed this match. Roode wanted this match as much as Rollins. So if anything, this will be Roode's problem for demanding this matchup as well. Roode, though, finally started to fight back in this one. But it's only temporary. Knee in the head there by Seth Rollins. Sends him a little bit loopy. And Rollins now in position. Architect's annihilation. And he's not done yet. His feet always stomping his feet in the corner there. They're getting a little impatient. Rollins may have something in mind to sort that out, but not done yet. But neither is Roode, who starts to fight back here. Sent head first into the corner, though. Rollins could have put him away with that. Just like how Paige could have put him away with a diamond cutter last week. Rollins. Seth Walker. Up to the top rope he goes. Misses the frog splash from the top, and now can Roode capitalize on it. Let's see what Roode can do here. In position now. Nice suplex, but you know, it's all well and good hitting a nice suplex, but would you rather be Seth Rollins, who can hit move after move after move? I think so. Great counter there once more by Rollins. Absolutely perfected that counter to the spine buster. Anavara Cadavra. Every time Roode gets a tiny amount of offense on the go, Rollins is quick to just shut it down and stop it in its tracks. This time, Phoenix Splash connects. Cover on Roode. 1, 2, Roode kicks out. That's fine. That's fine. Rollins, I don't think, is done just yet with this man. In the turnbuckle, into the ropes we go. Oh, I think I know what's on its way. Oh, Bobby Roode, you should not have gloated after your win last week. You should not have said it was your victory. You've got yourself in this situation and there is no way out of it. Suicide dive by Rollins. Rollins takes out Roode there, and it still doesn't look like he's done. He's not done leaving his mark. He's not done sending a message. He's not done showing what he's going to do. But Roode is still fighting back in this one. Oh, what a knee in the gut. I think that one may have hurt him. What a shame. Drills him there, face first into the announce table, and on the outside, super kick drilled him again. Keep this up, Rollins. This is very enjoyable. Roode still trying to counter, though. Still trying to fight on. Count up to 4 now, but I don't think Rollins is paying too much state of mind to it. Maybe he is. Goes back in the ring. Only to leave right away. Restart the count. Clearly still got more work to do on the outside to Bobby Roode. Roode, though, trying to make sure that doesn't take place. There's a counter, and it seems as if we're going back in the ring. Finally, both men back in the ring here. It's only temporary, apparently. Rollins, Irish whip, sends him outside, and oh, sends him down as well. Oh, dear. That certainly didn't go the way Bobby Roode wanted it to, but he's still able to counter there. And oh, Rollins is throwing him back in the ring now. He's calling him up to his feet. Referee, you may want to move out of the way. You're in a precarious position. Oh, good work there by Roode to counter. And Roode now, he caught Rollins. Glorious DDT. That was unexpected. Rollins in a precarious spot. And oh, he kicks out at 2. Yes. Beautiful kick out. Could even say it was a glorious kick out. Roode now, trying to get himself in position here. But Rollins does a great job of countering it. Drilled him in the face there with that shot. And now in even more trouble. Another one. A second Avara Kedavra to drill him in the skull. That looks like it may have done a number on Bobby Roode. He is looking very shaky right now. And that's not even and that's with him not even being on the apron. Roode in the clutches of Rollins now. What does Rollins have in mind here? What message is he going to use Roode to send into the ring post? Rollins sends him head first into it. I couldn't even tell you what a ring pole is made out of. I assume it's not a I assume it's not like steel. Well, it could be steel, but it could also be potentially concrete. I'm not too sure. I don't really know too much about the fundamentals. But anyway, I just balls that one up. And Roode with a counter there. Count up to 8 now. Neely. Could be a really worrying time. But once more, sent into that ring post. We're on 9. And Rollins restarts the count. Genius work there by Rollins. I think they are steel. I think they are made out of steel. I think they're called steel ring poles. I don't know. Anyway, Rollins here just going walkies with Bobby Roode. Oh, nails a spear on the outside there. Rollins getting a little bit too complacent at times, and that's costing him. Head first goes Rollins. But he's able to counter. Referee counting very fast right now, to be fair. We're already up to 6. Roode now in trouble. Is this what Rollins looked for? Oh, no. Oh, good God. Rollins really trying to send a message here. Rollins with him in position. Oh, big boot into the ring post. But Rollins, at the last moment, restarted the count. Roode could be... Oh, good God. Roode could be out. He could be more than out. Roode may be done for. I'm surprised that there's not blood gushing down his head right now. The referee getting back in the ring and having to check on Roode there, and that's probably for the best as well that he does. Rollins was not lying when he said he was using Roode to send a message. And send a message he has. Avara Kedavra once more. A third one for Bobby Roode, who I think may be out and may be done for. Rollins, curb stomp. And I think this one is the end. Into the cover on Roode. There's 2. And Roode still kicks out. What is wrong with you, Bobby Roode? How can you be so stupid to kick out? Do you know what this means? This means you're in for an even worse ride. This means you're in for even more pain. This means another curb stomp. There it is. Rollins nails it flush. This has got to do it. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins sent an almighty message there. Do not dare get in the way of the architect's business. Roode certainly felt the wrath of Rollins curled up there. Thankfully, the referee did a good job of stopping the blood dripping down his head, but look at this. This is how serious it's got. The referee demanding the medical team to bring out a stretcher for him. Roode slowly being put on there, and you can imagine it's got to be something to do with either the body. It's got to be something to definitely do with the head as well. And you can see Rollins is not best pleased about that. But Rollins certainly left a message to DDP, and he's not done yet. More for Roode. Strikes now on the onto Bobby Roode on the stretcher. Rollins has snapped. Rollins has fully blown, lost it ahead of Money in the Bank. Rollins has snapped in his quest to become ECW champion once more. I said it at the start of the match. Whatever Rollins does, I cannot be held accountable for. Rollins cannot be held accountable for. Bobby Roode wanted the match. Seth Rollins wanted the match. That, everything that took place, that was not a match, to be fair. That was rather a beatdown. What happened after the bell? Maybe a bit overkill. But it proved, do not get in the way of Seth Rollins. It proved to Paige that his time with that ECW Championship is limited. And after Money in the Bank, it is over. There is no more time to spend with that belt after Money in the Bank. It will be the end. It will be the end of it all. And I can confirm, after Money in the Bank, when this place is finally rid of DDP, we are going to enjoy one hell of an ECW. An ECW where we can celebrate talents like Seth Rollins and not have to focus on the cancer that we've had to deal with for so long, the Diamond Dallas Page is. So that being said, we're going to change our focus away from that now, because I'm sick of already talking about Diamond Dallas Page. He's not even here, and I'm sick of him. You can tell what kind of lasting effect he has, and if you can tell that if he is able somehow to make it out of Money in the Bank with that ECW Championship, I will not be best pleased. But anyway, move on to our main event here tonight. Triple threat match, ECW Television Championship up for grabs. This crowd here in Brisbane has been alive all night. It is still alive right here, right now. Still ready. Still at full noise ahead of this main event. Sheamus and Roddy Strong, the challengers. Dean Ambrose, the champion. This was, of course, originally supposed to be Roddy Strong's opportunity to become the ECW Television Championship, the ECW Television Champion, but it was incredibly halted by the arrival of one Sheamus 2 weeks ago. Sheamus was successfully able to defeat Roderick Strong in one-on-one competition, and that caused Ambrose to come out and say that he will take them both on. He will take them on in a triple threat, and he wanted it next week. He wanted it. He's got it here tonight. That is exactly what is going to take place. It feels like a good idea to save it for the main event, despite what Rollins did. We couldn't have anticipated Seth Rollins to be doing that, to be fair, for Bobby Roode to go in that far against him. But here we go. The main event. Who will walk out with that television championship? This is the second triple threat match. Dean Ambrose is out to defend that championship in already. Let's see what he's going to be able to do in this one. He picked up the win over Corbin last time round, another one of the Four Horsemen members. Will he be pinning Strong this time round? Or will he pin that man there, Sheamus? Of course, when it comes to losing that championship, Ambrose doesn't have to be pinned. Sheamus could pin Strong, and of course Strong could pin Sheamus as well. And it seems as if Strong and Sheamus want to get it underway right off the bat. And a bit of double team going on here. Sheamus certainly has a common enemy in the both of them. Overhead belly to belly though. And oh good God. Sheamus just folded inside of himself off of that dropkick. And Roddy now, for whatever reason, going right after the ECW Television Champion. Maybe he does want a Sheamus one-on-one in this ring. It seems so, because he's going right for him the moment Ambrose is down. Roddy sent to the outside though, and down goes Dean Ambrose now. This is going to be a very interesting contest. Three men, all well known for what they can do within that ring. Two brawlers really, and Sheamus and Ambrose, and then one technically sound athlete in Roderick Strong. Dragon Sleeper now by Strong. Hoping he can win the television championship off of it. I think it is a little bit too early, and certainly Sheamus as well is not someone who tends to tap out. Double knees in the head there. Great duck under, and oh, collision. Good dodge though by Ambrose. Great back and forth there by both men, and Ambrose unloading away there with quick strikes under the chest. Sheamus going to roll outside of the ring here, and that's going to leave the matchup that it was originally meant to be. Strong and Ambrose one-on-one here. Let's see what's going to happen. Ambrose just going away there with quick strikes onto Roderick Strong. Powerbomb now, nicely done. Great pinning predicament there. Hoisting himself over him, but he only gets a 2 count. Sheamus back in the ring now, and a double axe handle sends Ambrose to the outside temporarily. Gut wrench suplex, and once more, Strong is down and in trouble. Nice elbow drop there by Sheamus. I think that caught him right in the nose. Even better, to be fair, for Sheamus, as that'll help with setting up that bro kick. Ambrose slowly getting up to his feet on the outside there, not trying to use up too much energy too early on, as he returns to the ring now, and it's Dirty Deeds 1.0 onto Sheamus. Back in the ring now, all 3 men. Nice counter there by Strong. What can he deliver here? Has him up. Backbreaker maybe. Great. Oh, great counter there by Dean Ambrose. Tilt-a-whirl DDT. Strong is down, and he's going to take the break to the outside. And I think that was one of the smartest things he could do in that moment, was just go to the outside and recapture his breath maybe and think about what to do next. What a DDT there by Ambrose. Drilled Sheamus full on in the head. They're spiking his head on the mat, and as Strong recovers on the outside, Ambrose is doing a number here on Sheamus. Drop kick there. Sheamus goes flying backwards, and we get, I think, the first pin of this contest thus far. There's one, and that's going to be it so far. All 3 men back in the ring now, and Strong going right for Dean Ambrose. This ECW Television Championship meaning so much to Strong that he will take on both men if it means winning that title. Uh-oh. White noise. Down goes. Down goes Roderick Strong. That was almost a TV title there. This matchup still going on though. Dean Ambrose on the outside for some time as Strong and Sheamus collide here in the ring. Roderick Strong now in position. Double knee gutbuster. Gonna follow it up here with the running missile. Drop kick in the head. No. Sheamus just moved out of the way. Bro kick. He nailed him with the bro kick. Sends Ambrose in the corner. Go for the pin. Go for the pin. Ambrose counters. Ambrose with Sheamus now in his clutches. Dirty Deeds connects. Sheamus busted open. Roderick Strong might not be there to make the save, and Dean Ambrose retains the title almost in the exact fashion that he managed at Heatwave. That was genius there by Ambrose. I can't believe I'm saying that about the lunatic, but yes, it was genius. That was a really nice bro kick by Sheamus. Caught him in the side of the head, but he just made a momentary slip up. Should have thrown Ambrose into the corner and jumped into the cover. He didn't, and as a result of that, still your television champion is the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. However, he pinned Sheamus. He didn't pin Roderick Strong, so that may give reason for there to be a matchup between those 2 men for that TV championship. I'll let you know next week what I think about that one, but certainly a nice main event. They're a really entertaining main event. All 3 men combating for that television championship, but in the end there could only be one winner, and it's the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Well done on Ambrose for retaining that title. Next week you will see, I have to think about this one quickly. Yep, I've decided on that one. You will see the ECW Tag Team titles defended when the Authors of Pain take on the Wyatt family. Do not miss that one. And also, apparently, Diamond Dallas Page is actually going to be on this ECW. Who gives a shit? Because Seth Rollins is also going to be on that ECW. So that being said, that is this episode of Universe. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.